Welcome back to Planet Earth, our loving home. Organic farming means no chemical fertilizers or pesticides are used during cultivation, and thus the environment is spared from having to absorb these harmful, unnatural substances. Also, the soil on organic farms is able to absorb CO2 from the air, thus helping mitigate global warming. Our association member in South Africa, Mr. John Leverts, is showing us the art of organic farming on today's show. He will now discuss the important concept of companion planting.
The spray program that we have obviously does not include insecticides or pesticides or any herbicides. We use a system called companion planting. The companion planting allows us to combine plants which will help with the insect because we give them something else that will attract them, or with these pungent smelling kakibos and marigold plants, or these strong onion plants which keep the insects away from our produce. Some of the examples of companion planting would be spring onions with strawberries, yarrow with beans, stinging nettle amongst your spinaches, kakibos and marigold where all your spinach is, tulbachia, which is a wild garlic plant which you plant almost all the way around your vegetable patches. A lot of the insects don't like the pungent smell of the tulbachia flower. Things like kakibos and marigolds are also planted generally all the way around your vegetable patches. We also use things like lemon verbena, which we put one on each corner because that too has this wonderful pungent smell. Things like lavender are used as well extensively in the rows to be able to detract a lot of the insects.
Organic farming done right means few to no insects eating the crops.
What I've noticed with having planted in this wonderfully mulched, very healthy soil, and with moon, there's no insects. If the plant is weak, it naturally attracts insects. So remember, the secret is very good soil and timeous planting. Obviously, good water, preparation of your soil, mulching of the ground, straw inside, keeping the water retention. All of these elements make up a very healthy plant. And the healthier the plant is, the less insects are attracted to it. The other thing that's quite vital is the type of mulch that you use. For example, potatoes, tomatoes, and strawberries love acidic mulches. These mulches are made from pine needles, whereas a lot of the other plants, which are alkaline, like the leafy vegetables, spinach, lettuce, they like the alkaline mulches. And it's amazing, the tomato tastes completely different when you're using an acid mulch with it.
Another key element of organic farming is selecting the correct time for planting.
It's so important to follow your planting regime according to the moon and the zodiac signs. The moon controls the tides and the gravity. So at a full moon, the water has come up to its maximum. So when the first sliver of the moon starts pulling, that's when you would plant all your leafy vegetable plants. And when the moon is pushing, you plant your root vegetables. Reason for that is the root vegetable follows the water, or the leafy plants get water to actually be pulled out of the ground.
Organic foods are truly rewarding to grow and to eat.
When you pick a spear directly off the plant, within 6 hours the sugars have changed, and this is no longer sweet and crunchy but quite bitter, because the whole sugar composition of the plant changes. And that's why it's important that everybody grows their own organic veg. Picking an asparagus spear out of your own garden, or a tomato, or pulling a potato out of the ground, you will never compare the taste of what you've just pulled out of the ground to something that's traveled extensively. So that is why it's so important to try and grow your own produce. Wish you could taste this.
That sure does look fresh and full of flavor.
Finally, the difference that you will notice in picking a fresh asparagus or picking fresh produce out of your garden is obviously because they're so healthy. There is no substitute to healthy vegetables. We've noticed for our kids and our family that having the blessing of being able to eat our own organic vegetables, unbelievable how our children never need doctors and antibiotics and they don't get sick. Try it.
John Levertt's farm is flourishing with happy crops. Anyone can start growing organic produce, no matter how small one's available space is for cultivation.
It's been really nice spending a little time with you talking about organic farming. But you don't have to have a farm to do organic plants. You can plant tomatoes in pots on your balcony. You can put potatoes in them. You can have these shelf pots that you can plant all your herbs in. You can plant your lettuces. Try something. Just experiment. Obviously, remember, it must get a bit of sun because that's what causes the photosynthesis. But you don't really need a farm. You need to actually have a passion to grow your own vegetables without insecticides and herbicides and pesticides and chemical fertilizers. All you need is natural products. Give it a bash. Try it. It's healthy. Be veg. Go green. Thank you.
We thank John Levertt for all the wonderful tips on growing organic fruits and vegetables. Not only is it fun and simple, but it is the best way of raising food for the health of our earth. It was a pleasure having you join us on today's edition of Planet Earth, Our Loving Home. Our show airs every Wednesday here on Supreme Master Television. Coming up next is enlightening entertainment after noteworthy news. May you enjoy some organic fruits and vegetables today.
For more details, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/PE.